Look, so you're putting in 10, 12, sometimes even 14 hours a day, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck. And it's not because you're lazy. You working. You know what I'm saying? But somebody didn't warn you. Somebody didn't tell you about all the traps that becoming an owner operator has. And me being an owner operator for over 20 years, I'm just here to kind of warn you guys. So I'm gonna get into the 7 most costly mistakes that most owner operators make that'll keep them broke. Let's get into it. What's up, YouTube? Zal J. So look, I ain't gonna hold you guys. I'm gonna get into these costly mistakes, and just understand, I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm just trying to help people. I'm not trying to, like, jab at anybody or make people feel a certain type of way, but I'm really trying to open your eyes so you can see what's going on. And hopefully, once you're aware of the mistakes, you're aware of what you've been doing, that's how you change. But as long as you don't even see it, as long as you just think that everything's good, that your life is great, you're never going to change. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm making this video, because that's what happened to me. For 20 years, I'm thinking that I'm good. And then after 20 years, I'm thinking like, oh my God, I don't even have nothing to show for it. All right, guys. So look, I'm going to get through this list because I don't want to hold you guys. So I just want to provide as much value as possible. And just understand that if one of these mistakes you're going through, just understand now that you're aware of it, now you can change it. Now you can start building wealth. Now you can start doing things that can change the trajectory of your generation, of your family, for real. But it starts with being aware. Like, once you're aware, things can move. Like, mountains can move, for real. So I have my list. I'm going to go through the list. I'm going to try to make it brief, and I'm going to let you guys get on your way. But like I said, just hopefully you guys, find value in this. All right. So mistake number 1 is not treating your truck like a business. Understand that you're a driver. You're not just a driver. You're not just a driver. You're a CEO. Don't just go to work, get paid, and go home and just pay bills and, do all this other stuff with your money. If you're not tracking your expenses, you don't have a business. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how much you make and how much you spend, you don't have a business. You have a glorified job. You might as well work at FedEx or USPS. All right. So make sure you treat your own operating your truck like an actual business. All right. Number 2, overpaying for a vehicle. So you don't need nothing fancy. You don't need nothing that has all the bells and whistles. And because again, this is stuff that I've gone through, trying to get a truck that looks nice and looks all new or whatever. So when I'm driving around, the rims shining and stuff, and then for some reason I couldn't work for 2 months and I wound up getting that truck repoed. So just understand, you want to be smart, not fancy. Stay below your means. Try to make at least 3 times more than what your note is even at. You know what I'm saying? If you have to get a note, but make sure, please, just make sure that you keep all your expenses low. And just like number 1, you track your expenses. You track everything about your vehicle. Know everything. Know exactly how much you spend on it every month. Know exactly everything about it. That way you can make a judgment, or like a great judgment on what you should do from there. Should you buy another truck? Should you get another vehicle in a different area of transportation? But you have to at least know those numbers. All right. So make sure you don't overpay for a truck. All right. So number 3 is not building any other income stream. So I've said this in previous videos. What would you do if for some reason your truck broke down, or if for some reason you got super sick, or for some reason somebody in your family got sick or died and you had to leave town, and you can't work? What would that do for you? Would that change everything for you? You know what I'm saying? Would you have to go out of town and come back, and then all of a sudden, like, all your bills are past due and everything because you haven't worked? You need to have some kind of income. You need to learn some kind of skill that'll pay you money, even when you're not driving, even when you're not behind the wheel. Your family deserves it. You deserve it. You deserve not to be stressed out if for some reason you can't work, right? So just make sure that you don't just have being an owner operator as your only income, because it could go bad real fast. All right. So that's thing number 3, making sure that you do have other income, other streams of income. All right, so mistake number 4, running hard without a strategy. Now, just understand, I'm all about working hard. I'm not no lazy dude, so I trust and believe. I really want you guys to work hard. But if you constantly working hard, if you working 12, 14 hours, if you're trying to find more and more loads, you know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to do stuff on a weekend. You're trying to work and find loads and then do gig apps. And then on the weekend, you're trying to move shit for people. Like you're working hard and you don't even have a strategy, and you're still not understanding why you're still broke, why you're still paycheck to paycheck. It's only so much you can do. I always tell, like, I have a few clients because I'm starting to try to really like personally help people, right? And so I'm really passionate about this, and now I'm really putting like forth all my effort into it, right? So I talk to people and I try to like let them know, okay, let's just say in a perfect scenario, you're able to work, because you have to at least sleep 8 hours, at least, you know what I'm saying? So let's just say you work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now that's 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. And let's just say you're with a great company. I mean, an amazing company. And this company is paying you, I don't know, $12,000 a month. But you're working 7 days a week at the max, and you're getting paid $12,000 a month. For any reason, you can't, work, or you have to, your truck breaks down or something, or you might get into it with this company, and all of a sudden, like, now you're just not working for a while, right? How much more work can you do? How much more hours can you put in to try to make more money? If you're already working 16 hours a day, how many more hours do you think, what else can you do? Like, I'll wait. Like, I really want to understand, because a lot of people, they'll keep on running, and they'll keep on trying to find more and more jobs, more and more gigs, and they're running themselves into the dirt, and they just don't understand, like, it's only so much you can work. It's only so many hours. Even if you take up your whole day and you're working 16 hours every single day, now you're still at a cap. You're still only at that point. You know what I'm saying? You're still only at that amount of hours every single week. You just physically can't do more than that. So you have to start thinking that way. Think like, okay, I can only maximize to a certain amount as an owner operator. So I really have to develop skills that'll help me add to my income. So I don't have to work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week just to make $12,000. How about I work half of that, and then I find another income online that can make me $6,000, and now I'm still making $12,000, but I'm only working, 20, 30 hours a week. Like, how about I do that instead of me physically killing myself? Just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? So that's that mistake. That's mistake number 4. All right. So mistake number 5 is not understanding taxes and write-offs. And please understand that taxes will mess you up. Like, for real. Like, you can sit there and create a LLC and then make, all this money, and then try not to pay taxes, and they will mess you up. And also, I would highly recommend that if you're an operator, you find your accountant. I know in our mind, we trying to like keep money, and you know what I'm saying, but you have to find somebody that actually knows how to write off stuff, because it's so much in this business that you can write off that people don't even know about, right? So that'll help you with taxes. So that's my little gem. I'm telling you, like, you need to find somebody who specializes in like truck drivers and owner operators, and tell them like, I want to write off as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? And they will find different ways to help you out to where you ain't got to pay a whole bunch of money. Because my first couple of years, man, I was paying a whole bunch of money in taxes, and it was really like crushing me. And then one year I tried not to pay them, and it just caused a whole deal, right? And so after I got straight with the IRS, that's when I went and got me an account, and I started at least breaking even. I stopped, having to pay them, or getting, refund, but at least I didn't have to pay anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and before that, I was paying IRS every single year, right? So make sure you find your accountant for real. All right, so mistake number 6, trying to do it all alone. When you learn something new, you're going to need somebody to help you, right? Even when we find new things, like right now, like you're finding my video, and hopefully it inspires you to want to learn about making money online, right? But you still had to find me to get that inspiration. You can't just do it alone. Don't think that you can just keep on going and you'll figure it out, because you don't even know what's out there. You know what I'm saying? So really start looking into like finding mentors, finding people that has information, finding people that's doing what you want to do and mimicking them. You know what I'm saying? Getting their help, getting their information, talking to people. If you see somebody in a newer truck, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk to them, ask them, like, how they got that truck and what they do and what company they're with. Like, just understand, like, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. And communication is like one of the highest levels of wealth. So you have to talk. You have to communicate with people. You know what I'm saying? And so just understand that trying to do it alone isn't going to make you wealthy. You have to find information. You have to find good people to be around, and you have to like really start changing your mindset and understanding like what you're trying to accomplish. And if all the other truck drivers and owner operators and, laborers are all around you, they still doing the same shit, you might want to like stop conversating with them, outside of work, so you can start focusing on your future, because you don't realize that if you're doing everything around the same as other people around you, like you're going to have the same life as them. Y'all all doing the same thing. You at work together, and then you go home and y'all chill together, y'all watching the games and stuff, and all y'all staying broke. So just make sure that you understand that for real. All right. So don't do it all alone. If I'm that's what I'm here for. I don't want nobody to go do shit all alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to go do 20 years of being an owner operator like I did and was trying to just figure it out. And then 20 years later, you still ain't figured it out. I'm gonna help you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? To where you can still do this. I'm not never saying that you have to quit being an owner operator, but I just want you to understand that you don't have to stress about always having to drive. It could get to the point where what I'm doing is I'm gonna get somebody in this truck and I'm gonna get out of it. Now that I'm making money online, I don't have to drive in this truck. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal, is to find somebody, put that person in this truck, pay that person well, I get a percentage of it, and I'm making more money online. Now I have my freedom to really like put all my efforts into my online business. That's making me more money than what I'm making in the truck. So I might as well help somebody else, get into a truck and like help them make money, and I'm making a little money from my truck as well, while I'm building my business online, which is going to take off. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to help as many other people do the same. All right. So like I said, I'm not trying to make this video long, but I just wanted to kind of get that disclaimer. All right. So, okay. So yeah, so I already did mistake number 6, was trying not to do it alone. So mistake number 7, it's the final one, right? So ignoring the exit strategy. You're not going to drive forever. Let's just be real. You're not going to drive forever. Now, I did say in the previous video that owner operators now are driving until they're 65, which is a long ass time. And I'm not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? But just understand that you're still not going to drive forever. So what are you going to do once you're stopped driving? Like, really think about it. As soon as you become an owner operator, treat it like a business and start really thinking about, okay, what am I going to do with this truck? Am I going to buy another truck? Am I going to put somebody in this truck? Am I going to buy another truck and put somebody in that other truck and I still run this truck? What is my exit strategy? How am I going to do this for a little bit of time and create more income to where I don't have to do this on my own? Like, create an exit strategy. Do not get in this truck and think that, okay, now I'm going to make $2,000 for the rest of my life. And just understand, like, inflation is real. I really want you guys to wake up, because the reason why I did this is because you have to understand. I was talking to one of my partners and we was talking about how cheaper things was in the 90s, right? And so we was talking about how we used to get a haircut and a lining was like $3, and then the whole haircut was $5, and now people paying like $100 for a haircut. Just something that's small, right? And so we're talking about how everything increases, and that's just how everything is. Like in the 70s, you know, stuff was cheaper than it was in the 90s. And now in the 2010, stuff was cheaper than it was, and then stuff is more expensive than the 90s, right? So just understand that just looking at the world, just being aware of how the world works, how everything gets more and more expensive, and how now we're having more and more millionaires, and, you know, stuff is more expensive and people are buying more expensive stuff. And like, you know, Trump is trying to separate the middle class to where it's just going to be poor people and, you know, rich people. And so just understand, man, like, this is progression. This is human nature. This is what we do. Things get more expensive. They get better as well, but they still get more expensive. So if you have been making the same amount of money for the last 10 years, something has to change, because everything around you is changing. So don't think that if you're an owner operator and I'm gonna make, you know, usually I make between $15,000 and $3,000 a week, and you think that that's gonna be suffice for the next 20 years, you're sadly mistaken. And I would rather you learn skills now that'll help you for that, rather than you go through 20 years and now you don't make enough money because the whole world is super expensive, and now you have to learn a new skill later on in life, in your 50s and 60s. So please, 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 please heed what I'm saying. Like, I really hope you guys receive it well. You know what I'm saying? Because this can change your life. Just being aware of certain things can change your life. In 2012, I wasn't aware of Bitcoin. If I was, it would have changed my life. It wasn't that it wasn't around. It wasn't that it wasn't accessible. It's just that I wasn't aware of it. And so I'm just trying to make people aware as much as possible of what's going on, so you don't fall into that trap, right? So I really hope that this video has really, you know, blessed somebody. I really hope that it's inspirational, man. I really hope that it provided some kind of value for you guys. In the link, I'm gonna have, you know, my newsletter. I'm creating a book. I have a pre-launch for it, so I'm leave a link, you know, for my book. And yeah, man, like, if you guys need anything, leave a comment. I respond to all the comments, man. And so just understand, I'm here to try to provide value. I'm here to help as many people as possible. So if you need anything, like, you know, need any kind of information or anything, man, you know, hit me up. Let me know. All right? For real, I love you guys. Peace.